Okay, today's video, we're going to talk about how to test Google Ads the right way versus the wrong way. There's a very wrong way to do this that you want to stay the hell away from. There's a key way to do it that'll get you repeated results every time you do it. The main thing with Google Ads today, the way that it's changed, is no longer basically like than 10 plus years ago when Google Ads started, when it was AdWords, when it started out, is Google hates changes. It's all driven off of an algorithm now. That is, the algorithm decides if your ad shows or somebody else's ad shows. So if you're going to test something, you damn well better have a methodology behind what you're doing, because simply just making a change to your account, no matter what it is, it's going to affect your results at least short term, if not long term, if that change was a negative, overall was a negative impact for your user that you're trying to get in front of. So if you're going to take a hit on your short-term results that you can't avoid, you can minimize but can't avoid, you got to know it's worth it to run that test, yes, but then on top of it, know the way to minimize the damage that you're going to have as well. And then furthermore, know that you aren't getting the wrong results. Too many people aren't testing what they're testing long enough, and they don't have something called statistical significance in their test, which that sounds really dorky or geeky or whatever, but I promise you, if you do not, and I'm a marketing guy, I hate geeky stuff. I had to figure this out the hard way myself, that you have to understand how to when a test is valid that you ran, that tells you when an ad is doing better or a landing page is doing better and when it's not, so that you don't go on long term to run something that's not going to get you the results. Because short term, something that you're testing could look great. Long term, if you would have waited a little bit longer, the numbers would have shifted and it would have not looked so great. You got to know when is long enough to be certain that what you're testing actually is going to work or not work, and then give up on the test itself or close that test out. You wait too long, you're losing results because you have something running that's running longer than it should, and if it's too short, you potentially are running something forever that's unideal. So anyway, I'm going to go through all these key things and give you the key methodology I'm using to minimize the damage to your account and the results you're getting today. And then furthermore, make sure you have concrete results that you're working with when you're testing that ad or testing that landing page, so you don't end up making the wrong decision long term for your company. So with that said, getting into the content, Google Ads is very finicky nowadays, like I said, and any changes you make is going to affect your results. The less changes you make inside Google Ads, the better. This is why you should never test your whole ad account at one time. So in other words, to put this in the frame of reference better, the bigger the test that you run inside your ad account, the more your results are going to go negative before they go forward or go positive for you, because of just the volatility and the algorithm, and the algorithm that runs the ads don't like change. They hate change. And they basically inadvertently penalize you when you make a change. You got to obviously make changes to make improvements, which is why you have to not be randomly tested shit. You got to know something's going to be well worth testing if you're going to test it, basically. But with that said, what a lot of people will do, which is totally idiotic, is if they have a new landing page that they want to test, for instance, they'll send all of their Google Ads traffic through this additional this alternate landing page, seeing if that'll convert better. And then they'll use their stats, let's say, inside their Shopify account or in their WordPress account to see the conversion rate of the one new page that they're sending traffic to versus the other page. If that test works, yes, the short-term volatility of results, you'll overcome it and you'll get it back and then some. But if that test doesn't work, you're going to take a huge hit on your results, making that kind of change in your account. Yes, you could get results faster if you send all your traffic to that new landing page. You might be able to get results that's conclusive in 2 weeks. But that 2 weeks, your results might simply get cut in half, which is a pretty typical result there. A much more responsible way to go about doing things is where you're not so rambunctious and you're not sacrificing all your short-term sales in order to get long-term growth in your account, is to run that test on a small part of your account. And instead of taking 2 weeks to find out if that new landing page works, it takes 4 months, but the negative impact on your results just having made a change inside your account and the algorithm having to adjust to that, you don't even feel it. So for me, I'm always wanting to test at least something in the account, whether that's ad or landing page, and preferably both. At least until you've tested an ad 3 times in a row or a landing page 3 times in a row and you've lost at least 3 times in a row to know that you've actually taken things far, as far as you should or as far as you can go, if you will. So you always have tests going, but the tests are going to be segregated to a smaller part of your account so that effectively only 10% or less of your ad spend is going through a test ad or a test landing page to constantly try to find a new way to run your ads, but without having your short-term results be affected in a noticeable way. So what does this look like? Well, I drew a diagram of the exact process that I use to get all the results with none of the downsides and to get repeatable results every time for what you're doing. So, respectively, you do not, like I said, want to, if you're whether it's an ad or a landing page, test driving all your traffic at a new ad or a new landing page you think will work unless you're damn sure that landing page is going to be better than the one you have now that you're sending traffic to now, or the ad that you have now is going to be better than the one you're sending traffic to now. If you're 99% sure that that new landing page that you want to test is going to convert better, send all your traffic to it. I do. If you're less than 90% sure, though, don't take the huge gamble by sending all your traffic to that page. So not only are you going to have your results cut in half for a couple weeks, because the algorithm, that's a big change for the algorithm to handle, you potentially did it with no long-term upside to pay back what you're losing short-term. So with that said, if you're not totally certain of what to do, what you should do, is you're going to pick the highest traffic ad group inside your account, and then you're going to, that campaign that ad group is sitting in, you're going to set the rotation setting to rotate evenly. Now, if you only have one ad group in your account, I want to throw this into a caveat that you should set up a new ad group, because like I said, a good middle ground is to have about 10% of your ad spend going through and to test that new ad or new landing page. Because I normally use a SCAG method, single keyword ad groups, and I have hundreds of ad groups, I can find the highest traffic ad group and then just put my test in that ad group by itself. But with that said, once you got the ad rotation to rotate evenly so that you can actually set up a new ad within that ad group with your ad test or new ad language, or an ad that is the same as your other ad in that ad group that sends people to a new landing page, so you can do a landing page test the new landing page versus the landing page that ad group was sending traffic to before. You can have, hopefully, Google send half the traffic to the one new ad you just created, half of it to the old ad that was in the ad group. And then after a period of time, you can just see right there in the ad group stats, what is the conversion rate, what's the click-through rate. On an ad, you're always going for highest click-through rate, not conversion rate. Because that's what an ad is supposed to do. An ad is supposed to get them to click, period. Landing page is supposed to get them to convert. So anyway, so you create the new ad inside that ad group, and then you wait for 90% statistical significance in your test. So there, you can Google statistical significance calculator and put in there your amount of clicks your one ad has acquired from it so far up to date since you started your test, and then your existing ad that was there during the same time frame, and then the number of conversions for each, or the click-through rate for each. And it'll tell you if you've had enough clicks to have what is known as 60 or 90% statistical significance. Statistical significance basically just says the test that you're doing is significant enough to rely on the data. The higher the significance number, the more likely the test results you have are valid. Okay? I say 90% is good enough to where I can say that test, okay, it's clear this test, this is the winner, this is not the winner. If you wanted to go to 99% significance, you'd be even more sure the one ad or the one landing page over the other worked better than the other, but instead of potentially waiting sometimes 4 months, you might have to wait 2 years. So it's all relative. There's there's drawbacks to this, waiting longer for more significance and a shorter amount of time for less significance. The balance that I found is about 90% will get your results fairly quickly, and you're fairly certain about what you have. And so if you go in and you find you have 70% statistical significance since you started up that test, you just come back you set a reminder, your calendar, whatever, come back a month later, and then check it again. Until you reach 90% significance, you let that test run. And effectively, that test might end in 1 day or 3 months from now, depending on how much different in performance that one ad versus the other ad is, or one landing page over the other landing page is. The wider the performance spread, the quicker you'll get to 90% statistical significance, just so that you understand how this works. And so once you got your significance, of course, you just pause the losing ad. So for a landing page test, you just use a new ad within that ad group, of which that ad points to the new landing page. And for an ad test, you have a new ad that has the same language as the original ad that points to the same landing page as the original ad had in that ad group. And that's how you do an ad test. And really, it's that simple. That's the exact process I use at every single ad test I do inside Google Ads, and what you should basically also do for yourself as well. So with all that said, that's pretty much as I can tell you about ad testing. And if you're going to go ahead and go through the pain of the long-term volatility in results, and then what Google's going to make you lose just having any kind of a change in your account, this is the best way to do it, so you effectively aren't going to feel it, like I said, and still have the opportunity to have long-term growth in your account. And once one test ends, you should start up another and just keep going. Don't stop with the testing until you've lost 3 times in a row, because until you've lost 3 times in a row, chances are you're nowhere near optimized yet. So anyway, with that said, that's pretty much everything I can tell you about split testing on Google Ads, how to A/B test on Google Ads. If you have any questions, let me know. You can leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. If you have any ad-related question, feel free to also leave me a comment below. I love to be able to get back to you and any of my viewers for helping us, actually make this channel grow. And you can use my 15 years of experience to get you on the right track with what you're doing. Beyond that, if you are looking for an ad manager, this is exactly what I do at our advertising firm. If basically what we do that's different is we guarantee all the work that we're doing, in that we can guarantee you so much sales results or increase in leads on the campaign you're running today before we charge any fees. And if we don't get you a certain minimum amount of results, we do not charge a fee. Like catches is you got to have something we know we can get great results on. But if you want a free idea of as to what results we could potentially get for you, you can simply reach out to us at guaranteedppc.com, and I'd be happy to give you a free estimate on that. Let you know, what the results potential could be with what you're doing on top of what you're doing right now. By the way, if you like the channel, first of all, you should subscribe. It's the best information you're going to find on YouTube, I promise you, on real practical information coming from somebody who really does ad strategy all day long that you can learn from. Not a course seller, not a YouTuber. I'm a guy who makes YouTube videos who spends all day doing ad strategy for an ad firm that I run with dozens of clients. So it's the most relevant information you're going to find. Furthermore, I've also got a blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog with my written material, as well as a column that I write over at entrepreneur.com. If you like the blog, or if you like the channel, you'll like my written material even more over there. So, and then with that, as a final note, real popular is people coming to us and buying ad templates for certain markets that we've already ran ads in certain markets, and then let them use the ads we used in those markets to get those results. That is, for instance, if you're a plumber, we've already worked in the plumbing space for years. Instead of working with an ad agency, you can do that certainly with us, and we can manage your ads full time. But if you don't like that or don't want that, you can use the ad templates, landing page templates, everything we've developed for the plumbing market, of which gets known results, and we could sell you the templates we have for a one-time fee and get the same results we spent millions of dollars to build up over years to ultimately get to for a small one-time fee. We sell those, and then, furthermore, people are starting side businesses with these templates. If you want to start a business, why randomly start one when we've got 100+ markets that we've worked in to to date, of which we got campaigns that work for all these different markets. You can just take the template, start up a business. Starting a business from a winning ad campaign template, that's like starting a business on training wheels. So anyway, if you're interested in that, you can also reach out, guaranteeppc.com. But with that, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on my next video where we have another great strategy for you then. See you later.